Chapter 58, Like the Lion King's Roar. At one time, the Buddha lived in the Garden of Solitude in the Gion Grove of the Acropolis. One day, the Buddha said to his monks, disciples, the roar of the Lion King shocked all the other birds and beasts in the forest. If you come to speak for you now, like the voice of the Lion King roaring, let your hearts vibrate and immediately open wisdom and understand the truth and rules of the world. If I would like to answer for you, how do the material things of the world, including the material bodies of people in the world, gather and form? How did the material things of the world, including the material bodies of people in the world, gradually decay, perish, and disappear? How do feelings come together? How do feelings gradually decay, perish, and disappear? How do thoughts come together? How do thoughts gradually decay, perish, and disappear? How do behaviors come together? How does behavior gradually decay, perish, disappear? How do recognition, distinction, and judgment come together? How do knowledge, distinction, and judgment gradually decay, perish, and disappear? Disciples, when this exists, with the existence of this as a prerequisite, that will also form existence, when this generation arises, with the emergence of this as a condition for progress, that will also arise. When this does not exist, then that cannot form existence, when this does not arise, then that does not appear. That is, when this one is destroyed, that one is destroyed. Disciples, this is a brief description of the method of dependent origin. That is, ignorance as the precondition produces action, action as the precondition produces knowledge, knowledge as the precondition produces famous color is produced with famous color as the precondition, touch is produced with 6 as the precondition, touch is produced with touch as the precondition, receive is produced with receive as the precondition, love is produced with love as the precondition, take is produced with taking as the precondition, and have is used as the precondition to produce have. In this way, birth will produce sorrow, sadness, distress, worry, despair, aging, and death. This is the process by which the sufferings and troubles of people or beings in the world gather, and people or beings in the world will continue to suffer and sink in the cycle of life and death according to the law of dependent origin, suffering and suffering. Ignorance is extinguished without giving birth to action, action is extinguished without giving birth to knowledge, knowledge is extinguished without giving birth to name, name is destroyed without giving birth to 6 places, 6 places is destroyed without touch, touch is destroyed without feeling, receive is extinguished without giving birth to love, love is destroyed without giving birth to take, take is destroyed without giving birth to have does not give birth to birth and perishes, birth does not arise, sorrow, distress, worry, despair, old age, and death are gone. This is the process by which the suffering and troubles of people or beings in the world are eliminated. People or sentient beings in the world can be freed from the troubles and sufferings of the cycle of life and death by retrograde according to the law of dependent origin. After the Buddha's teachings, the monks and disciples all paid homage to the Buddha again, and they all praised the immeasurable merits of the Buddha's teachings and practiced according to the Buddha's teachings.